NBC4 News at 6 continues.
Aggressive, bold new steps are on the way to prevent the rising number of bus crashes like this one near Big Bear last year. In fact, exactly 1 year ago today. 7 people died, dozens more were injured. Since then, the NBC4i team has reported extensively on safety problems with some California bus companies. And today's report is our most important to date. The feds are about to implement a plan for tougher regulations, and they are crediting NBC4 for exposing safety problems with the tour bus industry. NBC4's Joel Grover is here now with what the government is planning to do. Joel.
Well, Colleen, we sat down with the person in charge of bus safety for the entire country, and she outlined for NBC4 significant new measures to get unsafe buses off our roads before they crash.
4 more accidents on California roads in just the last 6 weeks, the latest involving a company with a history of safety problems exposed by the I-Team 3 months ago. Fronteras del Norte, which runs 16 buses in 3 states. We traveled to Washington, D.C. to speak with Ann Farrow.
Safety is my top priority.
She's head of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the agency whose mission is to reduce bus and truck crashes.
In terms of the work that your station has done, you've identified some operator behavior that had not been on our radar that enabled us to go after certain companies.
In fact, Fronteras has been on the radar of Farrow's agency because it's gotten poor safety scores on every federal audit for years. It's only now, after last month's crash, that the feds tell us they're considering shutting Fronteras down because it might pose an imminent hazard to public safety.
In some cases, it seems like it took a crash for you to shut down a company with a bad history.
Yes, in some cases. Our goal on a daily basis, and I'm telling you, across the country, our investigators on the ground in California, on the ground in every state across the nation, is to get to those companies before a crash occurs.
So the feds have just issued a new rule that will allow it to shut down a bus company based on an ongoing pattern of safety violations, a power they don't currently have.
Those are the individuals and companies that we'll be able to take more aggressive action against more quickly.
Better late than never.
Jackie Gillen is head of the consumer group Advocates for Highway and Auto Safety.
It has taken way too long for them to come out with this rule, and we're hopeful that they will use it.
Use it to shut down companies like Skapadas Mágicas, which also had a long history of serious violations when one of its buses crashed near Big Bear a year ago, killing Brenda Knight's uncle, Fred Richardson.
Your agency knew that Skapadas Mágicas had a bad safety record.
Knight asked us to play this question for Administrator Farrow.
Do you have any feelings of responsibility for the crashes or the loss of life?
I feel responsible for, frankly, any crash that occurs.
At the time of that fatal crash, the government had given Skapadas Mágicas its highest safety rating, satisfactory. The government gives bus companies on the road one of only 2 ratings, satisfactory or conditional.
How can these companies have a satisfactory rating? That makes it sound like they're mostly following the law.
Yeah. It's a fair question. It is a fair question. And again, those safety ratings are a look in time.
Farrow now says by this summer she'll propose a new rating system that will give consumers a more accurate picture of a company's safety record.
Is there a star rating? Is there a red light, green light? Is there a number rating? What's the simplest way to do it?
And finally, the feds say they'll ask Congress to fund 25 more investigators to watch over the kind of problem bus companies exposed by NBC4.
Do you need more resources, more investigators in California?
We need more. Yes. Yes.
That new rule allowing the feds to shut down bus companies with bad safety records goes into effect in just 2.5 weeks on February 21st.